The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, and welcome to the FlexMLS webinar for 10 tips for better searches in FlexMLS. In this webinar, I will demonstrate 10 different tools that you can use to enhance your searches in FlexMLS. So let's get started. So our first tip is going to be how to search estimate acreage, estimate total square footage, and estimate year built or age of a property. So I'm going to get started with the search. So I'm going to click on full search here in my shortcuts bar. If you don't have full search in your shortcuts bar here, you can always click on the menu button. That'll open up your menu and access your full menu here. Here's full search. If you'd like to make it a shortcut like I have it there on your bar there, just click the little star icon that's next to it and turn it yellow, and that'll pop it up at the top there. All right, so I'm going to start at full search. Just going to do a kind of basic search. So single family active, Waukesha County. I will do a minimum of 3 bedrooms and a minimum of 2.5 bath. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to pop that in there. So far we've got 888 results. So we do get a lot of questions here at the help desk asking where to find these specific fields. So for estimate acreage of a property, I'm in single family, but if you were in 2-family or condo, this would be found on that same tab. So we're going to the exterior tab. And when you click on exterior, it's this field right here, estimate acreage. So that's where you'd add in your acreage here in the minimum and maximum fields. So for example, if your customer is looking for at least half an acre, you just pop in 0.5. All right, so it brings us down to 582, as you can see here. If they have a maximum, you can get rid of those 9s and pop in the maximum, or you can leave the 9s there to search on half an acre and going up. You can use whole or fraction numbers. So a quarter of an acre be 0.25, or you can do 0.33 or 1.7. You can just type in there pretty much what you want to type in that they're looking for. So that's the estimate acreage field. To search for estimate total square footage on a property, we're going to navigate to the taxes tab. And again, for property types that contain that search detail, it's located on the taxes tab. So here's that field right here, estimate total square footage. That is a required field, just like estimate acreage is. So let's say your customer doesn't want to see a home that's under 2,000 square feet. So we put that minimum there of 2,000. All right, and that brings us down to 558, or whatever their minimum is. If they basically say, I don't want to look at anything that's underneath 1,500 square feet, then you would just pop that in there. Okay? Now, keep in mind the above ground square footage and below ground square footage are not required features to enter in on listings. So if you enter in information to search on those fields, you may be limiting your search results because everyone doesn't enter that information in because it's not required. But estimate total square footage is. Okay. Next would be the age of the home, and that would be searching estimate year built. So say, for example, your customer doesn't want a home that was built before 1980. Okay, so you'll pop that year in there or count back the number of years that, I don't want a home older than 20 years old or whatever. Okay, you can search that. And here we are. So that brings us down to 427 listings. Okay, so that's our tip number 1, searching on estimate acreage. That's on the exterior tab. And searching on estimate total square footage and estimate year built or age of the home. That's located here on taxes. All right. All right, tip number 2, how to exclude contingent, or also called active with offer listings, from your search. All right. If you don't want to get those listings in a search, or you don't want your customer to see those, that detail is located here under full search on the main tab. You see where you've got contingent and exclude. So to exclude contingent listings this will give you just simply active listings, no active with offer. The first thing that you're going to do is click right on top of with offer here. You're going to turn that blue. That pops a check into the contingent checkbox. After you do that, then you're going to put a check in exclude. All right, so you got to select with offer. That has to be selected, turn blue. Otherwise, it doesn't register in the search. After you click on top of that, then click exclude. Always get in the habit of clicking on the with offer and then the exclude. Sometimes people will put a check in the contingent and exclude box. You got to click right on top of that. Otherwise, the system doesn't register that. All right. All right, and you can see that brought us down to 362. So that's how you exclude a contingent listing here in full search. All right, our next tip, or number 3 tip, is how to use the wildcard search. A wildcard search can be used in most of our text fields. So if you're not quite sure of how to spell the name of a body of water or a condominium name, you can search on a string that you know that's always spelled consistently. Okay, so for example, let's say I wanted to search on body of water of Lac La Belle. I've seen Lac La Belle spelled many different ways. I've seen LAC, LABEL, LAQUE, LABELLE. I've seen Lake La Belle. They've excluded lac totally. I've seen Belle spelt with 2 L's, and there's a couple more that you can throw in there. So as a realtor and a customer asking you to search on a specific body of water, you're going to think, okay, what's the best way for me to enter in this body of water name and make sure that my search results come up with all the results that are available with that listed on the property sheet. That's where you'd come here to the body of water field, and to search using the wildcard function is the asterisk symbol. That's above your number 8 key. So you type that in there, and then you type BEL for Lac La Belle, because no matter if it's BEL with 2 L's or BELLE, BEL is always present there in the spelling. You could use LA, but LA will give you lake everything. So you want to use the choice that's going to narrow down to your best search results. So after I type in asterisk BEL, I'm going to put an asterisk at the end. I always recommend putting an asterisk first and then last. So before the string and then after the string. All right. So that will bring up any body of water with BEL in the spelling. Okay. You see that's got us knocked down here to 1. Okay. But you can use that by the wildcard search in body of water, subdivision, street name, school name, condominium name, public and private remarks fields. All right, I'm going to take the check out there. So I've got some search results there. So we're back to 362. All right, so that was tip number 3, how to use the wildcard search. Okay. Tip number 4 is using the summary tab. Some people don't even pay attention to this tab that's here, or they've never used it. Okay, and it's some good information that's on that tab. So I'm going to click on the summary tab. What the summary tab does, it allows you to verify the search results that you've entered in up to that point. Maybe when you're doing the search, you're getting phone calls, you've got a coworker speaking to you, you had to run the fax machine, or you got pulled into a meeting. So when you sat back down at your machine, you don't remember exactly what to that point maybe you've gotten to. So you can always come here and verify what you've entered in for your search. So you'll see here we've got single family, estimate acreage minimum of a half, estimate year built, minimum 1980, estimate square footage at least 2,000 square feet, status of active, County of Waukesha, minimum 3 bedrooms, minimum 2.5 bath, and no contingent listings. Okay, so this way you can see if you've got everything that you need, or if you need to go back to another tab and add something or change a feature that you see right there on the screen, maybe change your bathrooms from 2.5 to 2. Okay. Also, what this tab offers you is a quick check to see if there's any open houses that match your search criteria. So that is available here under Activities and Multimedia. So when we click that, some of the things that you can search on here is if it has a minimum number of pictures. Maybe you don't want to get listings that have less than 5 pictures. You can enter that in if you want to. If there's any documents available, the number of documents. If there's any videos or virtual tours attached to any of the listings, did you want to pull those in? I wouldn't suggest limiting the multimedia, just, the search parameters that you're searching on, I think, are more important than what, pictures or documents. You don't want to limit your search results because you might be missing something that might, be a factor. But if you'd like to check if there's any open house dates available on any listings matching this search criteria, you can just pop a check in the open house date, and it'll tell you, based on the search criteria, there's 36 listings that have open houses on them. Okay, and then you can just pop out the view results and see what the open house dates are on that, or you can always make a mental note for yourself after you've saved the search to go back in and check those. I do not recommend saving a search to a customer for subscription with the open house date on there, because you can see how that can severely limit your search results. So if I had a person that was actually looking for these parameters, I've gone down from 362 to 36. So you can see how that open house date range can limit your search results. So I always recommend it as a check to see what's available, so you know that you can go back and look and see what listings have the open houses on them. All right. I'm going to take the check out of that. All right. So that's our number 4 tip, which is using the summary tab here within full search. All right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to change a couple of the parameters here. I'm going to take off the estimate year built because I really don't care about that. I'm going to go back to exterior, and I'm going to add a couple details because that's going to lead us into the next tip that I'm going to show you. So for type, I'm going to choose water frontage on lot or access right. So I want to search for property that has one or the other of those features. All right, I'm going to view my results. So it looks like I have 73 listings, I think that said. So our next tip is number 5, editing a view on the fly. What the view is, and I'm just switching here to the list tab, the view are the columns that you see here on the search results screen. So the current view that I'm looking at is called address and MLS number. That particular view we're going to cover in one of our later tips. So I'm not going to explain it now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to the view for the property type that I'm searching on, which is single family. And how I did that, this drop-down menu is of my available views. If you see any views that have an asterisk after them, that's a system-created view. That's something that either came from the MLS or from the office's brokerage account has created, and you have access to it. Anything that doesn't have the asterisk after, that's something that you've created on your own. All right, so I'm just going to pop back up here. So this is our single family view that we've got here. So what I'd like to do is, since I'm searching on waterfront or water access properties, I'd like to know what body of water these properties are on by quickly looking at them. Now, what you would probably do is go to the details sheet, and you would spend your time looking through here. Okay, body of water, Oconomowoc River. Go to the next one. It's saying waterfront access rights, but they didn't put the body of water in there. I'm going to assume that it's on Mukwonago Lake. All right, next one, Kettle Moraine. So here, you are basically going through to see what the body of water is. And you can see how that can be kind of time consuming. What I'm going to do is I'm going to edit this view on the fly by adding a column to show me what the body of water is for each of the properties, the ones that have them listed on it. So how you edit a view on the fly, you want to be here on the search results screen looking at your listings. You want to be on the list tab here. Okay, on the list tab next to your views drop down menu, you'll see a little link that says view. I'm going to left click on that. That's going to open me up to the create view for single family screen, since I'm editing the single family view on the fly. So what I'm going to do, since this is basically I'm changing a view, I'm at this essentially creating my own view just by tweaking it a little bit. So I'm going to give it a different description. So I'm going to call it single family body of water. You can call it whatever you want or makes sense to you, but that's what I'm going to call mine. Single family body of water. All right. So now that I've got that in here. I don't want it to default for a full search. So I'm going to take that check out. I'm going to go to the Fields tab. So now I'm going to search for that body of water field. I can do it by either scrolling down and looking for what it is that I want to find, or I can use this search field to simply type what it is that I want to look for. Body of water. There it is right there. And make sure that this available fields for what the property type is, make sure that you're on the correct property type that you're searching at that moment in time. Single family is typically the default. So now that my body of water field has come up, I'm just going to left click it here, and that adds it to the list over here. Once it's on the list over here, if I like, I can move the position of it. So maybe I want it a little closer to the top where I can see it a little bit faster. So I'm just going to grab it, and I'm holding down my left mouse button, and I'm dragging it to the position where I want it to go, right there, underneath Postal Municipality. If you want to get rid of any of the fields, that's what the X's are for. So basically this field that you're editing on the fly is a field essentially, that view that you're essentially creating. Okay? All right, so now that I've added this here, I'm going to save it by clicking Save at the upper right-hand side. And it's going to pop me back out to those 73 results. And here's the body of water here. So I can quickly look through if I have a customer that has a preference for a body of water. And again, body of water is not required on listings, but it would behoove you as a listing agent, if your property has water frontage on lot or access rights and you've marked the listing as such, to include the body of water. Don't make the person searching hunt for it. Okay. All right, so here I can kind of see what body of water is what. And if I'd like to sort the listings by body of water, maybe I want to look for Nagawicca Lake. I can click the body of water title header, and then I can sort it in ascending A to Z or descending Z to A order. All right, so I can quickly go through and go, oh, they prefer Nagawicca Lake. There it is. So, okay. All right, so that's our number 5 tip, editing a view on the fly. Okay, and you can see it right here, single family body of water. And that view stays there. You can reuse that view over and over and over again. All right. All right, for our number 6 tip, this one is using that address and MLS number view at this upper right hand side. So what I'm going to do is I'm first going to edit my search. Well, first I'll explain what the address and MLS number view is. When we installed inclusive search a few weeks ago, and what inclusive search is when you're searching for properties, you are simply searching on the data on that full search screen. And I'll just show you real quick by opening up a new tab. Before we installed inclusive search, whenever you used to go into full search, you had that please choose MLS, and Metro, your home MLS, was already selected. Where you, if you wanted to search WireX listings, which were listings outside of our MLS, one of the other 7 other MLSs, South Central, Northeast, Northwest, you had that option there. Right now, inclusive search is just searching on the data, so you don't have to choose the MLSs. So if you happen to be searching in an area, it's looking for the data that you're searching on, no matter what MLS that it's in. That way you don't miss anything. So no one thinks to think of searching WireX listings for properties down here in Ozaukee or Milwaukee or Waukesha, but there are agents that do get listings in this area, and they do list in this area. And if you're searching on data, you may miss a listing that, you're searching on because you didn't search the WireX option. So this way, the inclusive search gives you all of that without you having to select it. Okay, now just switching back to my tabs here. So now whenever you're doing a search on an address or an MLS number, that goes the same for that. So MLS numbers can get it gets a little like a pain in the butt. because right now our MLS numbers are corresponding to South Central's MLS numbers. So when you do a search on a list number like 1551234, you, instead of getting one MLS number, you might get three, because that MLS number now matches an MLS number in another MLS, such as South Central. So we created this view to help you, the address and MLS number view. What that view does is it sorts the listings first by MLS source. So the metro listings will always be at the top of the list, and then you'll have it by status and list price, lowest to highest, and then at the bottom of the list will be the WireX listings. So that way, if you're doing an MLS number search, you don't have to see those WireX listings. If you don't want to, just don't scroll down that far. You'll see the metro right at the top of the list. So I'm going to show you real quick just by editing my search and switching it to Jefferson County. Jefferson County is an area that sits between both us and the South Central MLS. So when you search that area, you'll get both listings from both MLSs. So I'm just going to pop Jefferson up here. Alrighty, and let me take off the water frontage so I can get some more listings here, just to give you guys a idea of what that looks like. All right, so I've got 137 results. I'm going to view those results, and then once I'm out at the search results screen, it's still sitting on that view that I was using before. So I'm going to switch to the address and MLS number view. Okay, so now, as you can see, I have the 137 here. It's bringing the metro ones up first. Then as I scroll down, there's the WireX one. So they're all grouped together. So if you don't want to see WireX listings for whatever kind of search it is that you're doing, property type, MLS number, address, then you just switch it to this view, the address and MLS number, and those WireX listings will sit at the bottom of that list. And actually, let me just do a quick list number search just to kind of show you what that is. And I'm going to show you this tool, the QuickLaunch bar, shortly. So I'm just going to do 1471213 as a list number. Okay, so when I search the list number, I'm just going to open that listing up here. Now you see how it brought up here the Waukesha listing, and then this listing in Brooklyn, Wisconsin. This is letting me know that that's a WireX listing, because that's typically not our area. So you can use this tool here. Let me show you another way. Let me just open that up in a new tab, and I'll show you as an MLS number search. I'll do 1471213. Let's do a couple more. 1521417. 1523697. I'm just making these up off the top of my head. 1551234. All right. So if you're one of our members and you're popping in those list numbers, you expect only 4 listings to come up. All right. So here in your, hey, 8 listings, I only typed in 4 list numbers. And you can see here that they're mixed up. Now, you're not going to be able to exclude the WireX listings, but using that address and MLS number view will put the ones that you entered in, those first 4, at the top of your list. So that way it makes it easier for you if you need to select them to do something else with them, maybe print or email or do a CMA. All right. Okay, so that was our number 6 tip, using the address and MLS number view here on search results. Our number 7 tip, and I'm just going to close this tab here. I've got an extra one here and go back to my original tab. Our number 7 tip is using the exclude features in the quick and map search. All right, so what I'm going to do, this is a Jefferson search that I've got here. So I'm going to edit this search. When you click on edit search, underneath here you have options on how to edit that search. It brought me back into full search, but I can always edit using a map or quick search. The quick search is that side panel here, and then the number of results over here on the right. The map search is similar, the parameter panel here, but the map, that's here. So if you ever wanted to edit your search and see the listings or draw a map shape on it, you can. All right. So let's say this Jefferson County search that I'm doing, my customer wants. Let's say they want to make sure that, we don't like the Lake Mills area. Everything else is fine in Jefferson County, but we don't want any listings in the Lake Mills area. You can exclude anything, including map areas, in your search using this function. So what I'm going to do here, since my pretend customer, told me they don't want to be in the Lake Mills area, I'm going to draw a shape over the Lake Mills area and exclude that lake. All right, so now that I've got it here, I'm going to go down to the bottom and I'm going to click on the map shape that I'm going to draw. I'm going to do the polygon, and then I'm just going to kind of follow it around Lake Mills to make sure that I don't get listings there. I'm just doing this kind of sloppy, but so you can get the idea. And I think that's Lake Mills, but we'll go around here and double left click to stop. So now that I've drawn my shape around the Lake Mills area, now I'm able to exclude it by coming over here. So you see where it says shape within polygon, that little within button. If I click it, it turns to intersection, and then I'll click it again and it says not within. So now you see listings pop up around Lake Mills, but not within Lake Mills. That's how you can exclude a map area using this map search. Okay, I'm going to show you some other exclude things. So I'm going to get rid of the map shape, and I'm just going to close this. I think Lake Mills is a municipality. Let me check that out. So let's say I wanted to, if Lake Mills, let's find out. Okay, Lake Mills is a municipality. You can exclude it this way. So if you want to exclude not maybe just the area around the lake, but the entire municipality, you could just pop it in this location bar, select it, there it is. So now that I've got it searching, I can exclude it. Of, not of. So now anywhere in Jefferson County except Lake Mills. Okay. I've got 96 results. Let's say you wanted to exclude ranch homes. Your customer says, I really don't want a one-story or a ranch home. So you can exclude that too. And this is the same, whether if it's for quick search or map search. So here, let me just pop that out of there. So if I wanted to exclude ranch homes or one story, I would click my mouse in the add a field to search, and I'm going to search for ranch. All right, so there it is under architecture. I'm going to select it. So you have to add the parameter over to this left side panel in order to exclude it. So now that I've got it added over here to the panel, I'm going to check both of the boxes, and I'm going to say not on ranch. All right, so we went down from like 70 some odd listings to 65. So this is telling the search any architecture is fine except ranch. Do not bring ranch homes into my search. Let's say you want to make sure that you don't get one story. Click in there and I'll look for one story. All right, there it is. I'll select that parameter. It's added over to the left-hand side. Now I'm going to exclude it by checking the boxes and turning or to not. So this is how you can exclude. Full search does not have this feature except for excluding contingent. That's the only exclude that's in full search. But if you needed to exclude anything else, you want to edit your search or create a search by using quick or map. That gives you this side panel. That side panel gives you the ability to exclude items from your search. Okay? All right, so that was our tip number 7, which was using exclude features in quick and map search. All right, next is our number 8 tip, is using the map overlays. Now, before I show you how to do that, I'm going to show you what a map overlay is. I'll explain what it is. So I'm just going to come on out, and I'm going to go to menu. And once my menu opens up, I'm going to go to the preferences section, and I'm going to click on my map overlays. What a map overlay is a collection of neighborhood shapes that you create that you can reuse over and over again. So if you find yourself, you've got customers that are looking for areas and you seem to be drawing the same map area over and over and over again, you can create and you can save that map shape as an overlay. Okay. If you've never used this screen before, and how I got here again was menu button. Once my menu was open, underneath the preferences section, you click on my map overlays. So if you've never been in here before, this will be a welcome screen. So, welcome to my map overlays, and giving you a brief description, kind of like I did. So I'm going to show you one of the overlays that I created so you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. So I did create a overlay called Lake Country. Within this overlay, I have created 24 neighborhood shapes. All right, so I'm going to click Edit and show you that. All right, so this is it right here. So basically what I did was I went to the map and located every body of water that I could in Waukesha County and drew a shape over it and labeled it. As you can see here, I've color coded them. So when you highlight any of them over here in the list, it'll highlight on the map there. So I basically, drew over it and labeled it. And I can reuse this over and over again. So how you create an overlay, I'll show you how to create one quickly. And before I go through this, just so you know, if you need to look at it a little bit more in depth, how to create a map overlay, I'm just going to switch my tabs here. I'm on our home site, metromls.com. When you come here, you can hover over member support and go to our FlexMLS video library, and underneath the using maps in FlexMLS, that would be here, using map overlays. All right. Okay, so I'm going to come back here to our tab. So how to create an overlay, again, if you've never been in here before, that welcome screen will have a Let's Begin button on it. If you've got something in here already like I did and that box popped up here, you would click on New. All right, so it gives us a fresh map here. So let's say I get a lot of requests for the Bayview neighborhood or the River West neighborhood. So I'll scoot. I'm just going to adjust my map. First, I'll start with Bayview and kind of zoom myself down here, or whatever it is, area it is that you want to draw over. Now, if someone says, oh, I'm not, my customer wants Bayview and I'm not familiar with what that area is, there is a built-in overlay that's basically just kind of like a skeleton that you can use to trace over. So when you click on this overlays button, you want to look for neighborhood maponics. This is basically all the known neighborhoods in the city of Milwaukee. So as you can see right here, I'll just zoom up a little bit, it gives you the outline for them. Now, unfortunately, you can't just like right click and, search it. You basically can use it as a template to trace over a neighborhood that you quite aren't sure of it is and you need guidance. So let's say, for example, that's the Bayview over neighborhood. So here you see the outline of it. So you can use that. So now you've got that over here, or whatever area that you want to draw your neighborhood over. You come down to the bottom and you click the polygon. The polygon is the only shape that you'll get in this screen. So when you left click the polygon, I'm not touching my mouse button. I'm just going to position my mouse pointer on the map of where I want to start. Pretend like you have a pencil and you're about to start drawing your shape. So once I get it positioned, now I'm going to single left click and let my mouse button go and drag my mouse to draw the line. Once I'm ready to make a turn, left click, let it go. 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 And I'm going to stop doing that because that can start to irritate me. So I'm pretty sure it'll start to irritate you. So every time that I want to start a new line and stop the existing one, I single left click. Keep your fingers off that mouse button because that's going to cause grease for you if you hold it down. And I'm just going to double left click to stop here. All right, so there's my Bayview area. And if you want to label them like I had with my Lake Country, you can just left click inside of the shape, or you can left click the polygon here. But when you left click inside of the shape, it gives you the edit bubble. You click edit, and then this is where you can, call it whatever you want to. I'm going to call it Bayview. If you want to give it a color, you can. If you messed up and you need to edit your shape, you can just click on Edit Shape. If you need to make an adjustment, so you see these little bubbles, those are your handles. You can just hold your left mouse button down in this case and just drag it to adjust that side. All right? And then when you're done, if you had to edit your shape, when you're done, you want to come down here to leave Edit Shape mode. All right, so that shape is set, and you can see it over here, nice pink color. So now let's say I want to do one over River West. So I'm just going to drag my map over to the River West area. All right, so here it is right here, and start the process again. So now I'm going to left click the polygon, and again, I'm not touching the mouse button. Left click, let go, left click, let go. And then you get it, left click, left go. And double left click to stop. All right. Then next, if you want to label it, left click inside of the shape. You get the edit bubble. You click the edit link. Give it a name. If you like, give it a color. If you need to make an adjustment, edit shape, but I don't. And then you just close the little bubble. All right, and let's say I'm done, but you can always come back here and add to this overlay. The neighborhood shapes are the individual shapes. The overlay is the overlay itself. So you can have as many neighborhood shapes in one overlay as you'd like to. All right, so now I'm going to save this overlay and come up here and click Save. And I'm just going to call it East Milwaukee and save it. All right. So now to use this overlay on these two areas that you always find yourself drawing shapes over, there's a few ways that you can use it. I'm going to show you how to first use it under map search. So let's say you've got a customer that's looking for condos in either one of the area. So you go map search, you choose your condominium property type, and you hit use. All right, so to lay down that overlay, I'm just going to close this little thing here. You come up here to the overlays menu, and then that dark heading that says My Map Overlays, these are the overlays that you've created. These other overlays are included with the system. So there it is, East Milwaukee. So I'll left click it, and you'll see those are those areas there. Now I can choose either one or both to search for those condominium listings. So to choose Bayview, I move my mouse inside of that shape, left click it, and when a bubble pops up, click Add to Search. There it is over here. There's 6 condominiums. Okay, let's see what's going on in River West. Left click it. There's the bubble. Add to Search. 18 listings. So now I can look at those 18 listings by hitting View Results, or if I want to type in some other parameters like price or bathrooms or whatever, I can do that over here. Okay? So that was tip number 8, using map overlays. And again, if you find yourself constantly drawing the same area over the map, this is probably what you want to do and save it. Because you can save this overlay, these neighborhood shapes, to a customer search, and then you can always do it for others. So it doesn't move from your system to the customer search. You're basically just reusing, recycling. Recycling's good. All right. All right, so while we're in map search here, we're going to go into our next tip, which is searching the school district using the map search. Oh, back up a little bit. Remember when I showed you how to exclude contingent listings on the full search here? If you're a quick search user, you really don't use full search a lot. You use quick search to add that contingent, to exclude a contingency. You just click your mouse in the Add a Field search here. You hit Contingent. There it is here. You select it, and then to exclude it, again, you click on With Offer, and then Of to Not Of. So that's how you can exclude contingent listings in Quick or Map. just to show you guys who use quick search more than you do map search. All right. Okay, now getting back to tip number 9, searching a school district using the map search. Reason why I'm doing this, I'm just going to get rid of this other stuff that I've got here. And I'm going to switch my property type from condominium to single family. Let's say your customer, for example, wants you to search for single family properties in the Arrowhead School District. Now, school district in some counties like Milwaukee doesn't matter much. You know, Wauwatosa is Wauwatosa School District. Milwaukee is Milwaukee. Shorewood is Shorewood. So it's pretty cut and dry. But out in places like Waukesha, where a school district can span several municipalities, you may have some customers that will tell you school district is their number one choice. And then we got price and then we got Bath. The municipality may not matter that much as long as they're within that school district. School district is their number one. So let's say we wanted to search, your customer wants to know what single family properties are available in the Arrowhead School District. So you can come in here to map search, and I'll just start it all over again. Map search, we'll do single family, use. All right, so school district, there it is right here. So when I click on that, it opens up the list of school districts. I'll just scroll down and select Arrowhead, or you can start typing on your keyboard the first few letters and it'll pop it up. So once I have Arrowhead selected, it shows me on the map the properties that are listed that are available in that school district, 174. And as you can see, it spans many municipalities. Okay, so from this point, you can ask your customer, okay, there's currently 174 that are available in that school district. What's the next most important thing to search on for you? Is it the municipality or is it the price? Or they go, okay, we want to stick with a certain price range. Let's stick between, $250 and $280. So we'll go to list price, and then we'll do their next most important parameter, which is the price. All right, so at that point, you can let them know, okay, based upon that price range, there's 6 available. So that way you can let them know and let them see if they want to expand their list price or if they want to change, instead of being price, beds and bath or whatever. That way it offers you a lot of flexibility being able to see what's available for that district on the map. Okay? All right, so that was our number 9 tip. Search the school district using a map search. And again, that's mostly for those counties that have districts that span several municipalities. All right, our number 10 and final tip, which is the one that's a little bit involved, but I love it, is our quick launch bar. So I'm just going to hit the MLS WIS here and delete that, what we're going up here. This is the quick launch bar that I just deleted that list number out of. The quick launch bar is a multi-purpose search bar located at the top of your screens in FlexMLS, most of the screens anyway. You can use it to access recent searches. So if I click in there, it'll show me some searches that I've run. Various search areas of FlexMLS, so menus, listing collections, contacts, office member search, things like that, and creating basic searches. So whenever you use Quick Launch, you can click on an option to view it in your current page or click on the pop-out icon to open that page in a new tab. So it allows you to multitask by allowing you to work to remain open in your original browser tab. Okay, before we get started, I want to show you where the quick launch document is. This is a really handy document. I keep a copy on my desk because there's a lot that you can do with it. So again, I'm back over to metromls.com. I'm going to member support and I'm going to FlexMLS manuals. Our manuals are in alphabetical order, so I'm scrolling on down to the Q's, LMNOPQ. And here it is right here, the quick launch document. So this is a really detailed document that I spent a lot of time working on. So if you ever have a question about anything in Quick Launch, I would suggest using the document over the video because the document is more, it's in my opinion, easily to absorb because all the little details are there versus a video. You might have to pause it and rewind it and go back and, hey, what did she say? That kind of thing. All right, so I'm going to pop back over here. So basically, yeah, it's just saying here and with little images, information that you can find by typing at least 2 characters in the bar, so you can access saved searches, quick search templates, contacts, CMAs, listing collections, member and office information, listing addresses, MLS numbers, and other menu items. All right, so I'm going to pop back over here. So like you saw me search that list number before, 1471234. I think that was it. I'm not sure. Again, it will show you anything associated with that string. So here we are with the list numbers here. So one of these are Metro and one of these are WireX. If you happen to be working on one project and maybe you get a customer that calls you and, hey, I want to talk about this list number that you emailed me, you can, without losing whatever it is that you're working on currently here, you can pop in that list number. Once it comes up, you can hit the new tab on that and open that list number up in a new tab and discuss it with them. That way you don't lose what you were originally working on here. You can kind of pop back and forth if you need to. All right. All right, so I'm just going to show you some basic stuff that you can do in that area. So you can show how to search by price. Let's say if I wanted to see what was available in a certain price range in Wauwatosa. So let's say I wanted to look at lists if there was any listings between 200 and 300,000 in Wauwatosa. Oops. All right, so here it is. So here, as you can see, it's dropping down. What do you want to search? Single family, 2 family, vacant land. If you don't specify it, if I were just to hit enter on this string, the assumption is that the property type is single family and the status is active, unless you have entered in that quick launch bar, 2 family or sold or whatever. Okay, so here I can simply either click one of these or I can just hit enter. And again, hitting enter, the assumption is single family active. All right, so these are all the currently active properties in that price range in Wauwatosa. Pretty cool. All right, so that's searching by a price. Let's say you wanted to search by status. Let's say you wanted to see whatever delayed listings were currently available at this time. Okay, and I'll just type in delayed. And I'm just going to hit enter. And that takes me to the delayed hot sheet. This is showing me every delayed listing that's available in the system right now, no matter where it is. There's 39 of them. All right. All right, so that's searching by a status. Let me show you another one. Let's say you wanted to see what was recently sold in an area. So I'll do recent sold in a zip code, 53207. All right, again, I can click a property type here. So basically, recent equals the past 30 days from today's date. So this can be very helpful to you. So if you wanted to see what has sold in the past 30 days for a zip code, for a municipality, for a county, you can just type that in there, just like I did. So there's been 36 solds within the last 30 days in that zip code. All right. You can also specify a date range if you'd like to. Let's say if you wanted to see what was sold within the last 3 months of something. Okay, so let's do that. That is sold within last 3 months. Let's do Wauwatosa. All right. Again, I can pick that, and here we go. 200 solds within the last 3 months in Wauwatosa Municipality. All right, I love this bar. Let's try something else. You can search beds and baths if you want to. Let's say I want to see what's available for 3 to 4 bedrooms, 1.5, 2 baths in Brookfield. I'll just type it, 3 to 4 bedrooms, BR, comma, space, 1.5 to 2 BA for baths, and Brookfield. Here we go. 43 listings. So this can kind of save you time instead of going through the full search. You can just, if you need to do a quick check, just type in there what you need. You can also do a search by area. Area could be a radius, a specified radius, like if you wanted to say 1 mile, 2 mile, 3 mile, or you can say near a specific MLS number. Let's say maybe for CMA purpose, for you want to see recent solds near a particular address. You can do that. Let me show you a couple. So let's say I wanted to do within 2 miles of a specific list number. Okay, maybe your seller, you found your seller's property, the person that wants to list with you, has been sold in the past, so you can do near a specific list number. So I'll go near 1534885. So near equals 2 miles. All right, so I'll hit that. So these are the listings near that list number or within 2 miles, and I'll show you that when I click on the map tab here. There it is. So that list number sits right there in the middle somewhere because it's doing a radius of 2 miles from that list number. I can go recent solds near. Let's try that. Recent sold near. Boom, look at that. Solds within the last 30 days within 2 miles of that list number. All right. Let's say I want to do recent solds within 3 miles of our office. Let me pop that up there. So I'm just going to go recent sold within 3 miles of 11430 West North Avenue. And these are sold properties within the last 30 days within 3 miles of the address that I entered, which is our office. Fantastic. So you can see the fun you can have with this, just popping that in there. And all of that, what I just showed you here, plus some more, is in this document. And it's in here with examples. So it'll show you search by price, how to search by status or status change, how to search by beds and baths, how to search by areas, because if I didn't do that a lot, I wouldn't remember none of that. How to search in a radius, how to combine search criteria. Now this stuff I'm not going to show you because it's a little bit more intricate, but those basic searches that I showed you, those are the ones that I can see you using the most. But some of these, like using commas and semicolons and that kind of thing and other symbols, I can't really see you doing that on a regular basis, but it's here letting you know how to use it if you want to use it. So remember, this document, this QuickLaunch document, is here in our FlexMLS manuals. QuickLaunch, that'll be your best friend for that. All right? All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed our 10 tips for better searches in FlexMLS. I hope you've got some good information there. If you ever have any questions, please give us a call here at the help desk, 414-778-5450, or you can email us at support@metromls.com. Have a great day and sell lots.